Electric vehicles have been in a very confusing state in India. I mean, God knows how many concepts were displayed at the Auto Expo 2018, but not one actually made it into the production form which you can actually buy and ride it on a daily basis. But things are about to change now. And this is the host Prashant Singh, and in the show today we're going to find out if the Revolt RV400 is the answer that we've been looking for all along. The Revolt RV400 is a compact looking motorcycle which packs some weights here and there, which certainly makes it interesting to look at. I mean, starting from the front, it gets full LED headlamps which come in this sleek looking housing, which reminds of the aftermarket headlights that KTM used to sell for the 125 and 200 Duke in the European market. If you remember, the USD front forks over here, it adds muscularity to the front, and that along with the nicely executed side panels does make the RV400 intimidating to look at. Apart from that, you get LED tail lamps, there is a sleek looking aluminum swing arm which looks neatly designed, and then there is a silver finished rear subframe which is bolted onto the main frame over here, and it reminds us of some premium motorcycles.
Being a beacon of innovation, the EVs are supposed to be packed with all the bells and whistles that can make the world go gaga, and the RV400 does have a fair share of such features in its pocket. To start off with, it gets a fully digital instrument panel which displays all the necessary information like the current speed, battery level, odo, range, ambient temperature and ampere level. The display is plain and simple, and the fonts are large enough for easy readability even when it's sunny outside. It also gets 3 riding modes, keyless start function and a dedicated phone application which syncs in all the data from the motorbike and displays the same in an intelligent format on your smartphone.
So by this time you must be asking that is the Revolt RV400 good enough to replace your current petrol motorcycle when it comes to performance, and does it have the punch to take you out of the tricky situation on daily city roads?
For starters, it gets a 3.24 kWh battery which has been placed under the compartment, designed at the same place as the fuel tank in the regular bikes. It is easily accessible with a twist of a key, and the tank flap snaps open in no time. This battery juices a 3 kW motor which is claimed to return 50 Nm of peak torque, and that's the territory of say a 500cc motorcycle. But stop jumping in your shoes just yet, there is more to it than just the numbers. Twist the throttle and with an abrupt jerk, you're off the start line without a sound. To our surprise, the pull was strong enough till the upper limit, say 65 km/h, but it was the fastest we could do at a go-kart test track. The torque hits instantly as soon as you twist the throttle in the EVs, and that isn't hard to experience even on the RV400. The on-off throttle transitions without using the brakes are totally fine, but when you're on the move and bound to pull the brakes lever in stop and go situations, there is a certain power gap of milliseconds which isn't found on the regular bikes. And this is directly linked to the regenerative braking, as applying the brakes deactivates the throttle, which makes the smooth corners impossible, and thus will also prove to be tedious in bumper to bumper traffic situation. Also, RV400 isn't a complete silent motorbike. There is a button added to the bar which turns on and off soundtrack from speakers which imitate the sound of an IC powered motorbike.
So talking about the ergonomics and comfort, it isn't hard to find out that the RV400 can actually work out as a daily commuter. I mean, look at the higher placed handlebar. The seat is wide and padded enough to accommodate riders of my sizes, and then there is mid-placed foot pegs, and all of these elements they come together to make the Revolt RV400 an ideal motorcycle that you can commute on a daily basis. But we would like to hold our comments until and unless we ride this motorcycle out there on the daily city roads and see how this motorcycle actually performs.
Throwing light on its power modes, it gets sport, normal and eco modes. These can be easily selected from the button provided on the handlebar. The sport, as the name says, is the most exciting mode of them all. It has been rated to propel the bike up to an electronically restricted 85 km/h, but returns the lowest range of 85 to 90 km. The normal mode sits in between, and we did not find much use of the same. And then comes the eco mode, which is for typical commuters who just want to squeeze out the highest range of around 155 km on a single charge. The bike weighs 108 kg approximately, and it sure feels that light, nimble and compact. In terms of handling, there is nothing to complain about and it handles just like a typical lightweight motorbike does. And that's a good thing, of course. But its disc brakes though can use some more bite.
So the electric bikes have a long way to go when it comes to convincing an average two-wheeler motorcycle rider to swap its petrol motorcycle with an electric one. But if you're really open to it, then the Revolt RV400 is your closer shot. And with the recent GST revisions and the additional benefits provided by the FAME 2 scheme,
the company has priced it at INR 1.30 lakh. But even at this cost, the RV400 is nothing but an expensive appliance to invest in and still needs some minor improvements before it can be accepted as your regular ride.
that's all in the show today. It's goodbye for now, and as always, ride safe.